Hello YouTube and welcome back. It's me, Fruit Guru. I hope you're all taking care of yourselves, and I hope as always you are enjoying the grind in Ragnarok Labyrinth. So today I'm going to just do a little video explaining the guilds, the mechanics, and how to kind of maximize the progression of your own if you own one, or just if you want to kind of help the guild you're in. So the first thing I'll say is that it's nice to be part of an active guild in this game. There are a ton of trap guilds out there. I guess maybe trap isn't the word, but you're going to join them and they're absolutely dead. So I really recommend that you do a bit of research before you just join one at random. There is a cooldown of 24 hours if you leave, so you can't just kind of guild hop, and it makes a world of a difference just being in an active guild, an active community. So I mean, if you haven't, check out the Ragnarok discords, the guilds and those that are recruiting all the time. And yeah, find somewhere where there's a nice community where people can grow with you. So with that said, we'll kind of jump into the actual guild menu itself. And the first thing I'm going to talk about is the actual guild level. So this is WW, my guild. And you can see we're pretty low because we're a relatively new guild. We've only been around for about a week or so. And yeah, kind of slowly getting up there. You will see that there is a ranking. And this ranking seems to be in direct correlation with guild experience. So you can see the top guild right now is level 7, and we are just about to break into the top 200. I'm hoping to kind of rush us into the top 100 relatively quickly. I think there's a lot of kind of dead guilds out there that clutter this list that a lot of people have quit. So yeah, definitely achievable. And how has guild EXP worked? Well, initially I thought it was basically every time you got like one of these skills up, it would add a level, but it's actually not the case. How it works is it's based off of members' contribution points. So you'll see in this guild here, we have like a kind of big gap in contribution points between people. Now some of this is because it's a new guild and the people have only just joined, but there are cases where some members have been here nearly as long as I have, and they have like kind of less than half the contribution points. And the reason is that I think a lot of people will just do the skill ups here, which will give them a small amount, but I think quite a lot of people are sleeping on the Taming Dungeon. So the Taming Dungeon, if you don't know, can be accessed from Tanami here. It can't be accessed whenever you want. There is an actual time where it opens, and I'm not 100% sure on this, but it seems to be different for certain people. Maybe it's so the dungeon doesn't get flooded, but there have been cases where I've been able to get into it and other people haven't, so I don't know what exactly the story is there, but you can see that there's a timer on it anyway. And how this works is every day of the week there are different sets of monsters here, and you can catch these monsters with juice. So if you're worried about not having juice, you probably do have it. You actually get it from the daily rewards from the check-in in the guild itself. So when you receive your reward, you'll normally get some juice. And if you have slept on this, don't worry, you're actually not falling behind, because all that juice you saved up, you can just dump that in a dungeon and you'll be able to spend those guild coins anyway. So it's really not a big deal. Not at all. I, for example, I didn't do this the first couple of weeks I played, and I was able to go in, I had half an hour on the dungeon, and I just threw pots, and caught a load of stuff, and it's added to my coin bank, so I'm just going to slowly be injecting these back into the guild. So to give you an idea of what it looks like since it's down right now, you can see here that basically there's these kind of patches of reddish grass, and monsters will randomly spawn in these, and when they do and you're up against them, you will see your little potion thing here, or your juice of choice, will have a swipe up, and you just swipe up and you have a chance to catch it. Sometimes you'll get bad RNG and you'll miss a few in a row, and sometimes you'll just catch all of them in a row and it'll be really nice, but don't worry about it too much. You can see actually, because I dumped in a lot of my stuff here, I was able to net myself 370 guild coins and Q-Pet pieces, which aren't really usable yet. I'll talk about that more in a second, but I do want to take a brief break here and just kind of talk about the etiquette of the pet taming dungeon. So if you have a look at this guy here, this was my patch of grass, okay, and sometimes the dungeon's a little bit empty and you can kind of run towards the patches closer to you, but a lot of the times it's full, and a well-balanced person will kind of basically stick to their patch of grass. But you get these apes every now and again who think that they can just run and try and take other people's pets. It doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. You're not going to make it in time. You're just going to make a fool out of yourself, and it's just plain rude. So I mean, have a bit of decency. You know, don't be that guy who's just trying to go around stealing other people's catches. It's so uncool. and as I said, it doesn't even work half the time. So you just look like an idiot. I don't know if this is like botting or something, but it probably triggers me a little bit more than it should. But just don't do that. You know, have a bit of respect for your fellow man. We're all in here together. You know, we all want the same thing. We all have a finite amount of juice, so it's not like you can just like farm the hell out of this. You know, so just do your time. Farm your pets, use your juice up. They're not going anywhere. It's coming. If you don't get them all used today, it'll be tomorrow. You know, it's really not the end of the world. So yeah, shout out to this guy Red here who tried to keep stealing my patch of grass. Yeah, screw you, man. I mean, it didn't work out. You wasted everyone's time. Well, you didn't waste my time, but you wasted your own time. I don't normally call people out on this kind of thing, but I felt like that was a bit much, I guess. So yeah, we'll leave these off for now, and I'll talk briefly about the Q-Pet thing. So this hasn't actually been implemented in the game yet, but you can see here that this is like a list of the pets. And as you get these Q-Pet shards, you build them up so you'll eventually be able to equip a pet, and with that pet it looks like it'll level up. So I actually tried for the sake of the video here. We had enough shards and I probably wasted them, I'm sorry girls, but on this goblin flail here, and you can see that this is level 1, and I should be able to pick this, but the update is scheduled, and then you can charge it for an amount of time every day to use for free, much like the hourglass service on the share vice. So that's all there is to really say about that by now, and yeah, that's pretty much easy peasy. And you do get an absolute ton of a guild contribution experience from this, so you can't force your members to do this, but really, I mean, come to a compromise. I'm going to be asking my guild to try and do this at least a couple times a week. I mean, some people are going to be able to just go in and nuke this with a juice here and there. Some people might just prefer doing it a little bit every day, you know, just a few juices here and there, whatever works, but do try and get people to do it, because it does make a big difference. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is the Imperium here, and once you hit guild level 3 you'll be able to build this. It does of course cost guild leaders any, but has to be done. And you can see right now we get this very generous stat increase of base EXP bonus to +1. So yeah, this does go up over time. I think the only way I can see this going up, and I could be wrong, but I think it's with the guild attack, which I'm about to talk about. So yeah, the guild attack here, you can see ours is scheduled for Thursday at 11:30 server time, and I'll talk about how this works in a second. But basically, you can actually re-roll this, but it's a random re-roll. So you're gonna have to dump some of your own resources into this, trying to get the right day and the right time out of these pre-selected times that works for your guild. Try and get one that everybody can be included on, because obviously you want the fastest amount of progression on this and the safest clear that you can get. But how the guild attack actually works is it's a 10-minute battle royale. Well, not battle royale, but it's a 10-minute kind of Imperium defense. It's very similar to the airship defense mod dungeon, where basically all these monsters are going to be spawning in and they're going to be rushing your crystal trying to kill it. And you're going to want as many people in here as you can to basically make sure the crystal doesn't go down. So there's a few notes here. The first I'll say is you can actually lower your quality settings here if you've got like an older phone or your computer is under strain. So it is advisable to just tick this on low when you're starting, just so you don't crash out and have to get back in and lose progress or anything like that. That would be a bit of a pain, so do take note of that. Don't stand in the fire. I mean, if you played WoW, you know this one. There's going to be like random AoE things. They're not going to one-shot you, but they are going to do damage, and you don't want to die, so don't do that. And another thing worth mentioning is there's actually no mana regen in this when this is up, so you're going to have to be careful with your attacks. However, having said that, there is going to be a little mana potion option down here that you can refill for 8,800 Zenny, so maybe consider not going Zenny bankrupt before you enter here. Have enough for a few refills, just in case they're needed, depending on the kind of state of your team. And Finally, as I said, the battle does go on for 10 minutes, but once you hit the 3 minutes left mark, the battle kind of enrages, and bigger, chunkier mobs come up, and it's going to get that little bit harder. So be prepared for that. Get ready to just nuke everything down at that point. And yeah, I mean, I guess that's all there is to really say about it. It's fairly straightforward. I guess the only tip I can give, which I took off an SEA player's video, is that there are ranged mobs in here, which are the Cocos and the Yo-Yos. Do prioritize killing these, as obviously they're going to probably do the most damage to the Imperium, since they don't have to get right up to it. And once you complete it, the Imperium will heal up, and you should get the stat boosts, hopefully, if I'm not wrong. I'll go back and edit this if I am. So yeah, I mean, that's all there is really to talk about on that front. It's pretty straightforward. You will have noticed the donate Imperium, so you can buy these for Nyan at the W guild NPC over here where my pointer is, and these just basically give you more guild coins. So I bought a few of these. I put them into the guild. It didn't actually level anything up guild wise or stat wise, but it did give me a nice healthy amount of coins to put back into the guild. So you can grab that from here. If you want to spend a little bit of Nyan helping things out. And yeah, I mean, I think that's it, really. There's not much else. There's a lot of stuff to be implemented over time, but it hasn't come out yet, so I can't really comment on it. But hopefully that gives you a little bit of a better understanding on what you should be doing with your guild. I guess finally, I might just make a quick note on the guild skills. So obviously you're going to want to expand your member list as quickly as possible, because that's going to actually allow you to get more people in, which is going to give you a more net of contribution points and level up faster. But you will every now and again reach a point where you're not actually going to be able to expand the member list. You're going to be gated by overall guild level. So what I've recommended to my guild is to get the running training up for more movement speed. A lot of this game is spent farming, and you know, when you're one-shotting all these kind of pecos or whatever anyway, movement speed is kind of your biggest bottleneck, I guess, for getting more Zenny faster. So I suggested to the guild that we do this. I'm just trying to finish it off here. And I did notice the other guild in the Discord has suggested doing this now as well for their off points. So it seems to be, I mean, I don't know much. I'm pretty smooth brain, but the guys in that guild there are pretty smart, and they're pretty high ranked up in the guild list. So if they're doing it as well, then I'm going to presume I've made a good call there. So worth considering that for your own guild. And that's about it, yeah. So thank you very much for watching, as always. I hope this explained a little bit better how the guild system actually works. And thanks for watching, and take care. Fruit Guru out.